When I came here, maybe like 15 years ago, I was doing like small murals, and I always need to have like a letter written by the owner, because the police will honestly come every single time.
Yeah.
And they will ask me, to have a permit, and I was like, yes, this is my job. And indeed, one time they came into my house at 8 in the morning with a warrant and arrest me and confiscate all my paint from my studio. I stayed for a few hours, in a cell.
In a cell?
Yeah, for a full day, pretty much. The police, during the time I was in the cell, was searching for like evidence of me doing vandalism, but all of them were commission work. When like subs come along, I feel like they establish like a way of the artists being paid better. And not only that, but they actually somehow being more organized, because today the police cross by and they say, good job. They don't stop and they say, where are your permits? It's like the country has changed so much through this time about like street art. The artist or whoever is hiring the artist needs to have planning permission. The only people that can afford in time and money to do these applications are bigger companies or the government itself. In my early years here, and they put us into like horrible places for us to develop our skills, full of needles, sometimes drug addicts, sometimes people wonking in the corner, and we're just girls.
You were what?
In the corner. So you're like, okay, we have to get out of here. Like we cannot continue painting here. It's like these places were horrible. Yeah. But it's also because the stereotype of the graffiti guy. But we weren't the graffiti guys. We were the graffiti girls. They were like, we have different needs. And then suddenly, the government is like, well, now we are putting up to support the arts. These amazing projects to bring, arts and community together, which they're like fantastic. But if I look forward to like younger generations, it's like how you want them to learn, how you want to have like good skilled artists in here. If it's very fucking hard to like learn how to do the things.
I met Subset, and I was given the sort of the emotional sort of thrust of the piece. I kind of based my sketches on that, and I think I don't want to speak for Katrina, but I mean she chose a broadly similar theme, and we melded the two together.
This is inspired in the Black Swan, and it's pretty much when something extraordinary happened that shakes the entire world. And what Kevin gonna portray is a way of how society kind of is going. And from my perspective, I was inspired of the ballerinas. Like they're such a delicate dance, but it required like a lot. It's very tough for a ballerina to train and to perfection their tactic. So I think I see a strong woman as a woman that is angry, because it's more easy to just get angry, get depressed, but it's harder to actually remain in peace in the midst of chaos. And so that's what my part of the mirror.
I started out doing cartoons, and then my cartoons got more and more complicated. I started doing illustration work for newspapers. So I got many years in the Irish Times. I even got some work in the Wall Street Journal and everything. But then technology and everything sort of conspired against me, and I ended up going be a fine artist, I suppose, is what people tend to call it. Look, let's talk about Ireland. There's not enough art. There's not enough visual art. There's loads and loads of literature, but visually, I'll be pilloried for saying something like this, but it's dull. It can be very dull. And and you hear a lot of people sort of crowing about how we're such a cultural nation, and things are going swimmingly. I don't think they are. It's a usual suspects situation all over again. Same stuff. It's not just in terms of pictures being painted. The built environment, architecture, it's not sort of It's not really interesting. There's no excuse though for dullness. Do you know?
Do you think street art has the ability to kind of enliven spaces?
Well, I mean, where else are people going to display their work? You know, if you've got an RHA that limits itself to 40 people, you know, and somebody has to die before somebody else gets into as a member, you know, what do you expect? That's a prime recipe for dull environments.